Hello, welcome to KlassPM. Today we are discussing about simple interest. It is another important topic and major topic for all the competitive examinations. In simple interest, we have three components or three main terminologies: principal, interest, and amount. These three are the major components or major data available to solve the problem. So principal, what is principal? So this is the sum of money which is lent or borrowed from someone. So this is called principal. This is the initial amount which we are borrowing from the other persons. Okay, what is interest? This is the extra money paid for taking the money as a loan. This is often expressed as a percentage. Okay, so principal is which is borrowed from another person, and interest, this is the extra money paid for taking the money as a loan. Okay, and the amount, it is the total sum of the principal and the interest. Okay, it is the interest and the initial amount. Another term is time. Okay, always time will play the important role in the simple interest and compound interest problems. Okay, depends upon the rate of interest and time, the value of the amount will change. Okay, in these situations, so let us think about simple interest. So shortcutly we are calling as SI, simple interest. So simple interest, what is the formula? PTR by 100. It is the general formula for simple interest in terms of only rupees. Okay, in terms of in percentage, we will calculate using percentage. Okay, how to convert fraction to percentage, we already studied in the percentage lecture. So in simple interest, P denotes the principal amount. What is the initial amount? T denotes the time. Okay, R denotes the rate of interest in terms of percentage only. Okay, we are comparing with the total 100. What is our initial value? In simple interest, always interest will calculated on the principal amount only. Okay, basic point. Always the interest is calculated on the principal amount. Okay, always amount is greater than the simple interest, because in some questions, find out the amount. Okay, they will give the interest and principal and the time period, then is asking for the amount. So in the given options, only one option is less than our principal. Some persons will take that as an answer. Okay, always amount is greater than the simple interest. This is the basic things. Let's move on to the problems. For example, principal, I am taking 1600 rupees from a bank as a loan. Okay, for 3 years. So I have to pay it within 3 years at the rate of interest. Extra money I have to pay to the bank is 5% per annum. Per annum means per year. So rate of interest is 5%. So what is my initial amount? 1600 rupees. So I lent from the bank as a loan, and within 3 years I have to pay. At the time of payment, I have to include 5% extra money. So what is the amount I should pay to the bank? Okay, and what is the extra amount I am paying? What is the extra amount I am paying to the bank is simple interest, and what is the total amount I am paying to the bank is total amount. Okay, in this situation, please follow the formula PTR by 100. So please substitute. It is only for the simple interest, only the interest amount. So P is the principal amount 1600, time is 3 years, and rate of interest is 5% by 100. Okay, 16 3 is 48. 48 5 is 240 rupees. Okay, 240 rupees as the simple interest. Okay, it is the only extra money we are paying to the bank. But what is the amount? Total amount. Okay, it is simple interest plus principal. Okay, 240 rupees I have to pay to the extra amount, and 1600 rupees as the initial amount which is I bought from the bank. So total how much I have to pay? 1840 rupees as the amount. Okay, total amount I have to pay 1840 rupees. In this way we are calculating simple interest. If in this type of problems, only possible way of asking is NPTR, principal, time and rate of interest. In these three, he will give in simple interest also. Okay, he will give 3 data and ask for the 4th data. Like this problem, already given the principal, time period and rate of interest. He is asking for simple interest. In another problem, he will give simple interest and he will give rate of interest and time period. And what is the principal? is asking for, and he will give the amount. Okay, and like this he will give the principal, simple interest, amount and rate of return, asking for the time period. In this way he will give the 4 data and asking for the remaining one. Okay, let's see some of the problems based upon this. Like this, find the simple interest on rupees of 10,000 rupees. So it is the initial amount I am taking as a loan, 10,000 rupees for 4 years. For 4 years. Okay, find the simple interest on the amount 10,000 rupees for 4 years at a rate of 6% per annum. Okay, 6% per year. Then how we will calculate? Simple interest is always constant. Always constant throughout the time period. Okay, simple interest is constant throughout the time period. Okay, means first year I am paying 6%. Okay, 6% on what we are calculating? 10,000. What is 6% of 10,000? So what is 10% of 10,000? Remove 1 0. Then it is 1,000 rupees. What is 1% of 10,000? Remove another 0. 100. So I want 6%. So multiply this 1% into 6 times. Then it is 600 rupees. So 6% of 10,000 is 600 rupees. So first year I have to pay 600 rupees. And second year also I have to pay 600 rupees because time period is 4 years. So for 4 years, what is the total interest I have to pay? 600 rupees into 4. Each year I have to pay 600 rupees. So up to 4 years. So it is 2,400 rupees. It is the extra amount I have to pay to the bank. Okay. So what is the initial amount? 10,000. So what is the interest? 2,400. So total how much I have to pay? It is the amount. It is how much? 10,000 plus 2,400 means 12,400 is the total amount I have to pay. And the type of problem. So I already discussed. They will give the 3 datas and asking for the 4th one. Okay, you will mention the 3 parameters and asking for the another one. So on what sum? Okay, on what sum? On what sum of money? Sum of money means what is the amount initially I took from the bank. Money. Will the simple interest for 3 years at rate 5% per annum is 450 rupees. So taking the data from the problem is very important. Here he is mentioning the simple interest. Simple interest. Only interest. Extra money is 450 rupees. At what rate he is calculating? 5% per annum. Okay. And how many years? 3 years. So he is already given the time period, rate of interest and simple interest. He is asking for the principal. On what sum of money? What is the principal amount? We have to find out. Okay. What is the principal amount? For this, don't use a formula because our teaching is only based on the concept basis. Okay. Simple interest is PTR by 100. We are using formula. Then we will make it calculation very typical. We are making complicated. So don't use formulas. Rate of interest is same. Simple interest is same for every year throughout the time period. Means rate of interest. So our simple interest is depends upon the rate of interest. So rate of interest is first year I am paying 5%. Second year I am paying 5%. Third year I am paying 5% on principal. So for 3 years, what is the total interest? 15%. So I am paying 15% as the extra money. So what is 15% of something? Principal. But we don't know the principal. But we know the 450 rupees as the interest. So according to our rate of interest, 15% is the rate of interest we are paying to the bank. But in terms of rupees, it is 450 rupees. So 15% is equal to 450 rupees. But my principal is 100%. Okay, my initial amount is 100%. 15% is 450 rupees. Then what is 100%? Then how 15 becomes 450 into 30 times? Then it is 30 times means 3,000 rupees is my initial amount. It is my principal which I borrowed or lent from some other person. Okay. Like this, they will give 3 parameters and ask for the remaining one in the formula based upon this formula. So always don't use formulas because if you are using formulas, you will stuck at the calculation part. But if you go by this method, then you will easily get the answer. Next one. On what sum of money? Simple interest for the 5 years. Here the time period is 5 years. Is asking for the principal and the rate of interest is 12% per annum. Okay. Simple interest is 3,000 rupees. If you are comfortable with the formula based, please go through that. Okay, what is a simple interest is mentioning 3000 rupees. What is the principal? We don't know. And what is the time period? 5 years. And what is the rate of interest? 12% by 100. Then we have to do the calculations. 3000 into 100 by 60. 6 1 ja, 650 ja. So principal is 5000 rupees. Simple, because all the amounts are round figure also. Okay. If it is like 2457 rupees, then how you will calculate? Because they ending with the 7, then we don't know how to calculate, how to cancel, and which table it will cancel. So for this, go by concept based. Rate of interest is 12%. First year I am paying 12%. Second year I am paying 12%. Like this up to 5 years. So every year 12%. 12% into 5, 60%. But this 60% is in terms of rupees how much? It is 3000 rupees. But I want 100%. 60 becomes 3000. How? By multiplying with 50. Then multiply this 100 into 50. That is 5000 rupees. Within 3 steps you will get the answer. 60% is only extra money or interest I am paying to the bank. But if it is asking for the amount, then add it. Amount equal to, it is 5000 is my initial amount and 3000 is my extra amount I am paying as interest. Total 8000 I have to pay. In this way, he is asking for rate of interest. He is giving 5 time period, principal, simple interest or amount. Asking for the rate of interest. For the type of problems, how to solve. Okay. At what rate of interest? So here rate of interest is I am taking as a ROI. ROI means rate of interest. At what rate of interest per annum, per year? Well, the simple interest, calculating on simple interest, on rupees 8000 rupees. For 2 years is 960 rupees. Okay. What is this question? So, at what rate of interest, sum of money 8000 rupees, the simple interest will become 960 rupees for a period of 2 years. So, let us take an example. I am the person, I am lending some amount 8000 rupees. So, I don't know the rate of interest, on what rate they are charging the interest. Okay. I am paying 960 rupees extra after 2 years. So, I am paying how much? 8960 rupees as a total amount to the bank. But I don't know the rate of interest. So, to calculate the rate of interest, please consider this. Calculate 960 is how much percentage? So, 960 is what percentage on 8000 rupees? Already we discussed on the percentage. A is what percentage of B? For this type of problem, we are comparing A with the B. So, A by B into 100. Like this, 960 is what percentage on 8000? Okay, I am calculating. How much? 800s are 812s are. So, 12% per annum. That's it. 12%. So, for 100, 12%. 12% for this 960 rupees is for 1 year or 2 years? According to the problem, it is 2 years. Means 12% we are paying as an interest for 2 years. So, simple interest is same for every year. Means here 12% means 6% for first year, 6% for second year. So, total we are paying 12% per 2 years. So, 6%. So, what is 6% of 8000? Means 8000 is our amount. What is 10%? Remove 1 0, 800 rupees. What is 1%? 80 rupees. Okay. Then I want 6%. So, multiply this with 6, 480 rupees. Checking if you are getting right answer or wrong answer. It is a verification part. Okay. 6% means 480 rupees. For 1 year I am paying 480 rupees. For 2 years it is 960 rupees. It is matching with our data? Yes. So, don't use formula to get the answer. Always go by the concept based. I am discussing another problem based upon this type. Calculating the rate of interest. Okay. So, my principal amount is 9660 rupees. Let us assume. Rate of interest, I don't know. Then time period is 3 years. And the simple interest I am paying is 2880 rupees. So, on what rate of interest the simple interest becomes 2880 rupees? On 9660 rupees. Simple. So, rate of interest is same for every year. Okay. For 3 years. Okay. What is 2800 rupees? 2880 rupees is what percentage of 9660 rupees? Okay, 100. Calculate it. Then it is 144 and it is 483. If you go by PTR by 100 method, how it is very difficult. We know the principal 9660 rupees. Time period is 3 years. Rate of interest we don't know. Then we are going by 100. Then simple interest is 2880 rupees. So 2880 by 9660 into 100 equal to 3R. So I am avoiding these two steps and directly going to this solving step. Okay. In this way 2800 is how much percentage? It is I think 30%. Around it is 30%. 29 point something. 30%. Let us consider 30%. Okay. So 3 years it is 30%. Okay. Means each year we are taking 10%. What is 10% of 9660? It is 966 rupees. So every year we are paying 966. Okay. In this way we have to calculate the rate of interest. But when you are calculating with rate of interest, please consider the rate of interest is for the given time period. It is 3 years, 5 years, 7 years. So divide that rate of interest by the time period. Then only you will get the original rate of interest. So here I am getting 30%. This 30% is for 3 years, not for the 1 year. So this 30%. So I am dividing with the time period 3 years. Then I am getting 10% per year. So it is the original rate of interest we are calculating. In what time? So now they are asking time period. I have to calculate the time period. Then he will give the simple interest, amount, principal, rate of interest. I have to calculate the time. Okay. This is the only possible problems from this simple interest. When you are moving to the compound interest, there is a chance to ask for combination of simple interest and compound interest. Like difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 2 years, or difference between the compound interest and simple interest for the 3 years and 2 years. So for the state level examinations, okay, public service commissions or SI prelims mains, they will not ask for the 3 years. Always they will concentrate on 2 years. In some other case, like 2016 or 2018 prelims, SI prelims, one problem from difference between the compound interest for 3 years and compound interest for 2 years. He is asking for this question. So for the state level examination, he will not consider the both. Okay, either he will ask from the compound interest or for the simple interest or from the both. But he will never goes from the both. So when you are calculating with the time, so simple interest, he is giving simple interest. In what time will the simple interest? In what time the simple interest 8,000 rupees at the rate of 6% per annum. At what time will the simple interest on 8,000 rupees at 6% per annum is 1,200 rupees. It is the principal. Sorry, it is the principal. Simple interest becomes 1,200. In what time? Okay. I am taking 8,000 rupees as a loan. So 6% per annum is the interest. So I am paying 1,200 rupees extra. What is the time period? Okay. For how many years I am paying 1,200 rupees? Simple. If you go by formula based, so simple interest equal to PTR by 100 means 8,000 into, we don't know the time period, we know the rate of interest, then we know the simple interest. Try to cancel this, then it is 2. So 200 by 80 equal to T means 2.5 years, 5 by 2 means. For the 2.5 years time period, I am paying 1,200 rupees at the rate of 6% per annum. Consider the another problem. 1,600 rupees is my initial amount, means principal. Rate of interest is 4%. Then time period is, we have to calculate. Simple interest or extra money I am paying 256 rupees. The simple interest at the rate of 4% per annum becomes 256 rupees. Simple. Either you will calculate this 256 by 1,600 rupees. Okay. 256 by 1,600 rupees. 4 400s are 4 6s are 4 4s are again 4 100s are 4 16s are. So for every 100 it is 16%. Don't calculate from the after this. Okay, 16% is the rate of interest for 4 years or 1 year. 1 year. For 1 year I am paying 256 rupees. 16%. It is correct or wrong? We don't know the time period. In the previous problem, we know the time period for 4 years, for 3 years. But here we are calculating the time period. Then how we will know? It is our for 1 year, for 4 years. 16% for 100. Okay, 16%. So let us consider this one. Simple interest equal to PTR by 100. So principal is 1600. Time period is we don't know. Rate of interest is 4% per annum. Then simple interest is 256 rupees. So 256 by 16 into 4 equal to time period. So 16 is a 4 is a. So T is 4 years. Okay. When you go by this method, 16%. It is the only rate of interest. Rate of interest is 4%. For per annum, it is. For 1 year, it is 4%. I am getting 16%. Means, the principal is 1600 rupees. Rate of interest is 4%. Time period I have to calculate. So, then what is simple interest? Simple interest is 256 rupees. Here I am calculating only the rate of interest. Total for the 4 years. 256 by 256 is what percentage in 1600? So it is 400s, 464s, 416s, 400s. Okay, 16% total. Okay, 16% is the simple interest. But I know the rate of interest is 4% per annum. So for 1 year it is 4%. For 16% means it is for 4 years. It is 16%. So the time period is 4 years. If you go by the formula method, 1600 into T into R by R means 4% by 100 equal to 256 rupees. By cancelling, you are getting also T equal to 4%. Okay. This is the basic problems from the simple interest. Okay. And what is the moderate or difficult level? So, for certain amount, 815 rupees, 54 rupees for 4 years. Simple interest, calculating on simple interest. Okay, what is the principal? Please observe this problem. Here, a certain amount becomes 815 rupees for 3 years and 854 rupees for 4 years. Calculating on basis of simple interest. I don't know the rate of interest. I don't know the principal amount. But the amount is giving amount. Certain sum. I don't know how much I lend. I have to pay 815 rupees for 3 years. If it is 4 years, 854 rupees I have to pay. What is the principal amount? Or what is the initial amount I borrowed from the bank from any other person? Okay. There is no formula for this type of questions. How to solve this type of questions? Simple. What is the difference between these two time periods? 1 year. So for 1 year, how much extra money I am paying? 39 rupees. 39 rupees I am paying for 1 year. Okay. For 3 years, how much I am paying? 39 into 3 means 117 rupees. For 3 years, I am paying 117 rupees. So, subtract this amount from the 815 rupees. 117. It is 698 rupees. Simple. So, every year I am paying 99 rupees as the extra amount. For 3 years, I am paying 117 rupees. Including this interest, the amount is 815 rupees. So, I am deducting this extra amount from this amount. So, I am getting my principal value because amount equal to principal plus simple interest. So, I know the amount 815 rupees. I don't know the principal, but I know the simple interest 117 rupees. Principal is 815 minus 117. It is 698 rupees. Simple. So, don't bother about this type of problems because I don't know the rate of interest. I don't know the time period correctly because here he is mentioning the time period. And he is not mentioning only the principal value. He is mentioning the total amount. Please consider this is the total amount for 3 years and this is for the 4 years. Same type of problem. 720 rupees as the amount for 2 years. Let us consider for 2 years. And 1021 rupees for 7 years. Okay, the interest is calculated only on the basis of simple interest. What is the principal? What is the initial amount I borrowed from the bank? Okay. For 2 years it is 720 rupees. For the 7 years it is 1020 rupees. What is the principal amount? What is the difference between the time periods? 5 years. For 5 years, what is the difference between the amounts? It is 300 rupees. Okay, 1020 minus 720. It is 300 rupees. Means for 5 years it is 300 rupees. For 1 year, it is 60 rupees. For 2 years I am paying 120 rupees. So amount equal to principal plus simple interest. I know the amount 720 rupees for the 2 years. I don't know the principal, but I know the simple interest for 2 years. It is 120 rupees. Means principal equal to 720 minus 120 rupees. It is 600 rupees. It is my principal which I bought from the bank. There is a very good concept, very important, changes. Concept name is changes. So my simple interest formula is PTR. If it is in percentage by 100. Okay. My principal amount. So due to some reasons there is change in my time period because I am unable to pay my money within the 3 years. I am extending my loan period for another 1 year. Then my simple interest will be changed because time period also changed. So I have to pay for another 1 year. So due to change in time period, my simple interest will be changed. Or due to change in the initial amount which I taken. I took 1000 rupees. So I am paying at the rate of 5% per annum. So after some time I need some more money. So I took another 500 rupees. So my principal is changed. So due to my principal amount changed, my simple interest also changed. Due to the changes in the principal, my simple interest changes. Due to the changes in the rate of interest also, simple interest will change. Okay. Simple interest will depend upon principal, time period and rate of interest. So due to changes in the time period or due to changes in the principal amount, due to changes in the rate of interest, my simple interest will be changed. So based upon these type of problems, so if you find any problem, changes in the simple interest due to the changes in the time period or changes due to the changes in the rate of interest or increased. So there is a terminology. If you find any increase in the rate of interest, changed. If you find these two terms, then it is belongs to changes or percentage increases. Let us see the problem. The simple interest on amount 170 rupees. So it is my principal. The simple interest on 170 rupees increased by 17 rupees. So initially I am paying something, but the simple interest is changed by 17 rupees or increased 17 rupees due to change in the time period. Due to change in my time period. What is my change in the time period? It is 4 years. So initially I bought some 170 rupees from one person at a rate of some interest, but I am unable to paying that amount. So my time period is changed to 4 years. Initially I keep it as a 2 years or 3 years, I don't know. But the time period is changed to 4 years. But due to changes in the time period, my interest rate is increased to 17 rupees. So I have to pay 17 rupees more. How to solve this type of problems? From the formula based. If you go by formula based, simple interest, changes in the simple interest is due to changes in the time period. Okay. What is the changes in 17 rupees? I don't know the principal. I know the principal 170 rupees because he is mentioned, because he is not mentioned the principal amount. Okay. The simple interest on a sum of money. The sum of money means the principal or initial amount. Changes in the time period 4 and I don't know the rate of interest because I have to find out the rate of interest. At what rate of interest I am paying? So 17 ones are 17 tens are. So rate of interest is equal to 1 by 4 into 10, 40. 1 by 40 means how much? It is 1 by 10 means 10 percentage. 1 by 40 means it is 2.5 percentage. So my rate of interest is 2.5 percentage. So this 17 rupees is extra because changes in the time period. But on what rate of interest it is calculated? It is 17 rupees. It is 2.5 percentage. So simplify another problem. So my principal is 1200 rupees. My changes in the, so increase in the simple interest is 100 rupees. I have to pay 100 rupees more due to changes in the rate of interest. So the person who given the money is very greedy person. Then he changed his rate of interest to, he's increased his rate of interest 10% more. So initially what is my rate of interest? I don't know. But he increased my rate of interest to 10% more. Then due to change in the rate of interest, my simple interest is changed to 100 rupees. So I have to pay 100 rupees more. Okay. In what time? On this rate of interest, 10% I increase it. Due to change in the rate of interest, I have to pay 100 rupees more. Within what time I have to pay this 100 rupees? Calculate this one using the formula. What is the change in the simple interest? 100 rupees. What is changes principal amount? 1200. Time period I don't know. then what is the rate of interest changes? 10. T equal to 1 by 120. So in terms of 1 by 120 years, I am calculating. So 1 by 120 means how much? It is 8.33. Or you can convert into months. 1 by 10. 10% means 0.1 for 1 year. So on this type of problems, when you are solving this type of problems, if you go by formula method, it is very simple for some basic data. If you find any typical data like 3753, it becomes due to change in the rate of interest, it becomes I have to pay changes in the simple interest 200 rupees more for this type of problems. So please try this one. 1200 rupees is my principal, 100 rupees I have to pay extra, then rate of interest change is for 15%. Then what is my time period? In which time period I have to pay this extra 100 rupees. So try to solve this type of problems by assuming your own data, anything, okay? Another important problem. Always we find this type of problems in many examinations. A certain sum becomes 5 times, okay? A certain sum, I don't know the sum, it becomes 5 times in 8 years, okay? I bought some amount from another person, okay? I have to pay 5 times of itself in 8 years. And in how many years? In how many years it becomes 9 times? Simple problem. We don't know the rate of interest, we don't know the principal amount, but only 5 terms, 9 terms. In this type of problems, 2 points we have to remember. Only itself and more than itself. These two are the key points. Itself. 5 times itself means, let's I bought an amount from a person. It becomes n times itself, or y times itself means the total amount I have to pay is this times, y times, okay? But what is the changes? How much it is increasing means y minus 1 times, okay? I borrowed 1000 rupees. It becomes after 2 years means it becomes 2000. I have to pay 2000. But what is the changes? What is the extra amount I have to pay? 1000 rupees. Okay? Itself. When it increases itself. The same example, 1000 rupees I bought from another person. It becomes 2 times more than itself. 2 times more than itself means it becomes 3000 rupees. Extra 2 times it increases. So means the changes or increase, extra money I have to pay is 2000 rupees. So itself means double. Okay? Itself means minus 1. You have to remove one time, 100%. Okay? More than 1 time means you have to consider what is the given value. Okay? Let's see this type of problems. The sum becomes 5 times itself. It is 5 times itself in 8 years. So what is the meaning of this? Something I bought 100%. It becomes 5 times of itself, means it becomes 500% in 8 years. Okay. For example, I borrowed 100 rupees. I have to pay 500 rupees. Means what is the extra amount I have to pay? It is 400 rupees. So 400 rupees means 400% in 8 years. Okay. Then he is asking for in how many years it becomes 9 times itself. Okay. In how many years it becomes 9 times of itself. The changes is become, initially I bought 100%. It becomes 9 times of itself means now I have to pay 900%. Means the percentage change is 800. I have to pay 800 extra. On the same interest basis he is asking. That means 400% I have to pay within 8 years. Okay. So the amount becomes 400 times in 8 years. Then 800 times in how many years? Simple. 16 years. Because 400, so it becomes 400 times in 8 years. 800 times means double of that. Means 16 years. In 16 years the amount becomes 9 times of itself. Means I have to pay 800 times more than the initial value. Okay. This is the another one problem. Now, if you know the formula basic value. So final value equal to k into initial value. This is the general formula you are using. But if you don't know the difference between itself and more than itself, You can't apply this type of formula to the type of problems because we know the final value. What is the final value means what is the percentage change. Okay. So let us assume this problem 5 times in 8 years means, so what is the final value? 5 times. I have to calculate percentage change. So it is k minus 1 into initial value. So initial value I am assuming 100. So 5 times itself in the problem minus 1 it is. So total change is 400 percentage. If it is 5 times more than itself means, so I have to consider only 5, not 5 minus 1. So when you don't know the difference between more than itself and itself, you can't apply this type of problem. And this is applicable to only itself, not more than itself problems. So that's why I taught this only concept based teaching. Okay. More than itself means you have to consider the how many times more than, that's it. If it is itself means you have to consider minus 1. Okay. This is the only difference between these two problems, itself and more than itself. Next, if simple interest and compound interest are combined, then how you can solve this type of problems? For this, you know the first compound interest. Okay. Let us move on to the topic compound interest.